All right, everybody. I am now joined by International Fan of the Year, Seahawks Sam. How are you, Sam? Thanks for jumping on tonight, mate. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me on. I'm doing brilliant. I'm still riding the high of this amazing season. So, yeah, I'm feeling good.
Well, it's not often that you decide you're going to start your page. Everything goes really well, obviously, because I've been watching you from the start of the season. Your team turns into one of the best teams in the NFL. You win a Super Bowl. You win Fan of the Year. It really couldn't have gone, like, not to blow up your balloon too much, but it really couldn't have gone much better for you this year.
Oh, as Mike McDonald says, stacking plays, and I was stacking plays unintentionally. Things just kept happening. Like, obviously, the investment into the marketing initiatives from Australia, and that's when I took the opportunity. I'm like, why not? Let's do this. I've been a fan for a while. Let's talk about the team I love. And then you have watch parties in Melbourne. Earl Thomas of all people. Yeah,
that's one of the coolest things.
Yeah,
Earl Thomas is one of my I love. So can I tell you a story about because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I have this connection to the Seattle Seahawks. And a mate of mine, shout out to Scuba Steve, when we were about, I don't know, 18 or 19, what we used to do is we used to play Madden together, like co-op. This is back when there was no online, just on the same screen. And we used to pick a team that sucked and we'd rebuild it together. And we played with the Seattle Seahawks before the Legion of Boom started. And we created this system. And I swear to you, this is what happened. We called it the 3 safety system. And we had Earl Thomas, and we had a guy named, I think his name was like Chris Prazinski. He was a Jaguars player, but he was a really fast safety in Madden. He sucked in terms of overall. We got him, and then we played Cam Chancellor as our 3rd safety. And then we had Richard Sherman, and it would have been, who was the other big corner they had at that time in the Legion of Boom?
Aaron Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell. And we had them, and we created this 3 safety system, and we had Marshall Lynch, and we had our quarterback was Drew Rosenthal because Russell Wilson hadn't been drafted yet. Okay. And we created this whole thing, and we created this Madden franchise that we played for about 3 years, no joke. And we played in every time we got together, we just played into the ground. And I created this soft spot in myself for the Seattle Seahawks. So I feel like when Legion of Boom happened, I was like, Cam Chancellor's really good now. Did we do that? Did we make Cam Chancellor good?
You guys should fly over, become GMs.
That's what I mean. I was like, the NFL going to call us because we just have they been watching us play and discovered how to make Seattle Seahawks better? Obviously not. But I've always had such a soft spot for the Seahawks because they've just been such a fun team. How did you become a Seahawks fan?
Well, I was always into basketball at first. Like, obviously, being Australian, the first team I went for was Hawthorn. I was born into a Hawthorn family, so I've had some good success there. But always been into basketball, grew up playing. I'm a Portland Trailblazers fan. I'm just a massive Dame Lillard guy. But I really wanted to get into the NFL. I'm like, I want to broaden the sports I watch. And I was just going on YouTube, and I came across Russell Wilson, rookie highlights, and I'm like, this guy's awesome. He just, his moon ball, the way, escapes the pocket and stuff. And like, he got me hooked. And even though I was only like 12, 13, like I didn't know much about the game. I saw them win the bowl. I saw them do the thing the next year we don't talk about. And I've just stayed with them. And Russ, like, I was just always really just like pro Russ. Like, I want this man to win MVP. He was the backbone of where my fandom started. Like, I've got the full size helmet here. I've only got one. I know you've got 30. But so got 40
a nice little gunfight here.
Yeah.
The only one one of the ones I don't have is Seattle. Actually, I need to get one.
I was going to ask you, like, which one do you have for the Seahawks?
Do you want to know why? Because I'm waiting for I'm actually trying to get a Cam Chancellor signed helmet, and that dude doesn't sign anything. He barely signs stuff. It's so hard to find. I want a traditional Seahawks Cam Chancellor. That's my goal.
I see there's this place in Seattle that I nearly got to while I was just there. It's called Mill Creek. They're like it's like 30 minutes out of town, and they do signings and they get players in all the time. And the Friday I was there, they had Rashid Shaheed, and I was tempted to go over. I'm like, I'll just buy a mini helmet. I've got like 6 or so mini helmets. I lie, but they're just not. So I do have more than one helmet, but they're just not jumbo like you. So I'm like, I'll go get a Rashid Shaheed, maybe a Rivals one because he had the punt return. Like, let's get that. But my friends over there, they invited me to the Kraken game. So I'm like, I probably should choose going to ice hockey for the first time over that. And it was also 30 minutes out. So they did a Cam Chancellor signing only recently. And it was
I've got to find them then.
5 days after 5 days.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite all time NFL players. Like no team doesn't like. You're just a superstar. Like he was. If people often don't remember how good he was. Like he didn't play in the safety era of he had to cover too. Like so he didn't play in that old era where you were just a linebacker playing deep. Like he played in the safety era where you had to cover guys, and he would still clean people's clocks. Like he was. I think he was one of the rarest players you'll see.
Yeah, the fact that it was such a mass guy, but he still could move like that. And just put 100% in every single snap, like ridiculous. So yeah,
that's what it takes to that level. So if you get in, if Russell Wilson was your man for a long time, how did you feel when the trade happened?
Oh, I had a feeling it was brewing. Like when Aaron Donald broke his finger mid-season of that year, when it was looking. The season was alive, but it was very much skating on thin ice. I'm like, we need to win every game we can. And I felt like when Russ broke his finger, I'm like, this might be the end, man. And I was slowly processing. I was such a fan. I just wanted that man to win an MVP. Like, I still remember
so close
in his rookie year. Like, obviously Lamar just came out of nowhere. But I still remember when Russ had a bad game and he bounced back, and DK in the post game was just like, hey, Russ MVP, it's back on the tracks. Like, I was so supportive of the man. So when the trade happened, I got the gut wrench. It was in the morning. I saw it. But hey, that week 1 win against them, Russ comes to town. I was just laughing it off because I'm like,
it happened perfectly. Like it was the perfect time to do it. Like it's horrible and it sucks that it happened. Wilson, it sucked. But old Schneider, he knew exactly what he was doing. He couldn't have timed that better. Because the value was just there. And I've actually got what they ended up getting for that. So they got Drew Lock, obviously, who's still on the team as a backup. Noah Fant, I don't think's on the team anymore. Noah Fant.
Yeah, he's a Bengal now. He's a Bengal.
Now. Is Shelby Harris on the team still, or is he back at the Broncos now?
He's a Ram. So
he's a Ram.
It was all right for us, Shelby. Shelby was the guy post game. He was like, they were interviewing him. Was like, Shelby, what do you have to say? And he's like, all I have to say is, let's ride. And I was crying. I've got that clip on my camera or somewhere. So,
and then they turned the picks into Charles Cross, Boy Maffei, Tyreek Smith, Devin Witherspoon, and Derek Hall. And you would argue that 4 of those guys were pretty instrumental in this Super Bowl run, including Derek Hall, who played his best football in the playoffs. Devin Witherspoon, who I actually think is the best slot corner in football. If he wanted to play slot all the time, he would be the best slot corner. Yeah. I think he's very underrated. I think Charles Cross is an extremely underrated left tackle, and Boy Maffei, who you probably think might leave in free agency this year, but he's been really good for you. So that's the thing, like that sets you up for a Super Bowl.
That's what you do, and even if those players you draft are only there for their rookie contract, if they win you a Super Bowl, if they've got a role getting you as Lombardi, then you're laughing. And John had a bad period of drafting, and it happened to be post LOB era where Russ needed the help. It was an offensive team. Our defense was awful. Like the way we just get burnt in coverage. We had Trey Flowers. We don't talk about that. Like we had some bums on that team. And then John, after Russ left, John just cooked.
Amazing when you get value though. Like you can still thank Russell Wilson for this Super Bowl. Like he's still a massive part of it. I know it's not the way he probably would have wanted to be, but he's a huge part of it. So.
He is. And I still don't think he gets the respect he deserves. Like, I know the respect's kind of split now. Like, a lot of Seahawks fans despise what happened and the way it ended, but I know a lot that still love him and respect him as well. So I think he's up there. He's definitely a top 5 Hawk ever. He wins us the first Lombardi, and he was I think he's so underrated. Like, I talk about this with like an Atlanta Hawks friend I have. I think he's a better prime quarterback than Matt Ryan. Like, he was a top 5 guy. That's
definitely was.
I don't think that's. He doesn't agree, but he was a top 5 quarterback for like 5 years.
Matt Ryan was consistent for longer, but I don't think he's.
Yeah, that's his take, and I agree.
He wasn't as good as Russell Wilson though. Russell Wilson was one of the best quarterbacks in football for a good 5-year span. He was. Exactly. 1 year he lost MVP because he got dinged up. He got hurt down the stretch. Yeah. He's a chance to win it that year. Like, I think Russell Wilson's a bit. I think he's a bit disrespected. I think a lot of it's because of his personality too, because he's a little bit unbearable at times.
I get, like Broncos country, let's ride. Like,
but that's obviously his personality. That's just who he is, though.
But I think he gets too much hate. Like, I think he's a good person. You know, he won a Walter Man of the Year. Like, I think he's a good guy, and I think he's a Hall of Famer, despite how his career has ended post Seattle. So, yeah.
If Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer, Russ Wilson's a Hall of Famer. I don't care what anyone argues, because they're a play away from winning too. Like Eli Manning's 2 plays away from winning none.
Yeah, so, exactly.
And 2 plays that weren't really him either. They were some pretty tinny plays. So just that's always my fallback when people say other quarterbacks aren't Hall of Famers. Is like, if Eli is, which I think he will be and he should be. If he is, then plenty of guys are too. You're opening up the record for, you win a Super Bowl, you're in basically. Let's round to, when did the Seahawks Sam idea start? Like, what was your inspiration around that? When did you think, you know what, I love the Seahawks, I'm going to start creating content and see what happens?
Well, I studied marketing at uni. I think I've always known I was going to go into that field. And in high school, like I said, obsessed with the NBA. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Victor Oladipo, but when he broke out in like 2017, 18, like I was always a fan of him. I'm like, I'm going to make a fan page of this guy. And I got it to 18,000 followers just as a little hobby. Like, that's a lot. If you don't follow it still, I don't post. It's lost a few followers, but it's Oladipo digit 4 MVP. And I knew I'd done it before, right? I knew how to build a following. This was a bit different. But when I saw that we got the marketing rights, something in me was just like, I play so much fantasy football. At least during uni, I'm waking up at 3 a.m. for red zone. Not now that I've got a corporate job, but like, I'm just thinking I have to do something about this. So I mid-June-ish, I create the page, I create the logo that I'm very happy with now. I look back on it. It's a bit iconic now.
It's good.
And I just started trying to cover them as often as I could. Like, home from work, try to fit in my exercise, try to get the gym in, but I'm just pumping out videos. And trying being consistent. And I just slowly gained a following, and things just popped up. Like the watch party, I was like, Earl Thomas is going to be there. I'll get to meet him. He was just standing there at the front the whole time. So I got to interview him on camera, but I was talking to him off camera. Blitz the Seahawk, our mascot, he knew who I was already somehow. The dancers knew who I was. And I just kept stacking plays, as Mike McDonald says. Yeah. And here we are today. So, yeah, that's the story.
And then I guess, so you obviously start gaining a bit of traction, and then it's no secret now, anyone who follows you, and if you don't, you definitely should, because it's 100% worth a follow. You then get to go to the NFC Championship game. How did that come about? Did they contact you and say, hey, do you want to come along? Like, how did that happen?
So the way history is with the Seahawks in the NFC Championship, we're undefeated. And I knew that if we got the first seed, the NFC was running through Seattle. I'm like, I have to be there. I missed 2014 and 15. I have to be there in person. Something feels special. After our week 16 win against the Rams in OT, I'm like, we can do anything now. Like, after that, like, Sam plays after 2 picks, he comes back and does that. I'm like, we can win anything. Like, we can beat anyone. So I'm thinking I have to get there. So I just start throwing eggs in just all these baskets. I'm stalking LinkedIn pages. I'm messaging Blitz. He DMs me and stuff. I'm messaging people. And after the Niners win, the absolute destruction, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is becoming more serious. I knew it was delusional, though, at the same time. I'm thinking, this is not going to happen. But you miss all the shots you don't take. And I kid you not, the Sunday before I left, so I left on the Tuesday. So the Sunday, my mum was like, oh, Sam, we got like a do next weekend. Are you going to be there? Bring your girlfriend and all that. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there, unless there's a 3% chance I'm in Seattle. We all laughed. It's just a joke. Tuesday, I'm working, and I get an email from Isabel, the head of international. Yep. She's like, and I reached out to her. She's like, I'm happy to provide you a ticket. And my gut dropped.
To the game?
Yeah.
Was that the
NFC
game? Yeah, right.
So that's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to get a ticket because I'd just been in Japan. Although I could have forked out the funds, I'm like, this is a lot. Like,
yeah.
I got a ticket and I booked flights right after work. I was leaving in 36 hours.
Yeah.
It was the most impulse trip ever. And then fast forward to Seattle. Like, I've got friends there, but I hit them up saying I was going to come. I didn't want to ask for a com. I booked a com anyway. They got back to me like right when I was at the airport. So I ended up splitting the trip. I ended up staying with them half of the trip, which was cool and awesome. But yeah, I'm there. They sent me 2 tickets. So I brought my buddy. And yeah, so I guess just the hustle and building the page. They were like, yeah, we got to give it to this kid.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
I said if you don't ask, the answer's always no, right? So
yeah, exactly. I just thought I had a chance, considering I guess what I've done from an international standpoint this year, and trying to genuinely just grow the game. I'm like, why not? And it worked. Yeah.
So then, did you obviously on that day they gave you the International Fan of the Year? Is that, and you had no idea that was coming?
No, and in the emails after they gave me the ticket, there were obviously some back and forth, and the intern Sebastian, shout out to him, he was like, Sam, what size jersey are you? And I'm like, oh, well, cool. They might be giving me, I don't know, custom Seahawks Sam jersey or something. That's all. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm usually a medium in those jerseys, whatever. And they said, oh, we're going to get you on the field with some other global fans from Germany and Brazil. I'm thinking, okay, cool. They're going to honor some global fans. Like, that'd be cool to step on the turf. That's all I thought. And they're like, meet us here at the start of the game. So at the start of the game, I'm in the tunnel. I'm like on the grass. I'm meters away from the end zone where we were marching down to. So I see Kenneth Walker's first tut on the outside in person, like meters away from him. So that was cool. One of my guys, Kenneth Walker, man. And then, and I was the only one there. I'm like, low key, where are the other fans?
When did you start realizing something was going on?
I didn't. And then I didn't clock it. Like I thought maybe they were going to shout them out at different times because they told me to bring an Australian flag. I just had my sign. I'm like, is that okay? Like, yeah, that'll work. Third time out, they're like, you're going to go on the field and we're going to shout you out and just say who you are. And then you're going to do a Seahawks chant. And they ran me through that. I'm like, okay. I get there and the MC, shout out to her, she was talking and it was going through the mic to the TV and to the stadium, but I couldn't hear it. She warned me. She's like, you won't be able to hear what I'm saying. But when I signal, say, so she was shouting me out, telling the crowd what I do. And she happened to say, I'm the International Fan of the Year, but I couldn't hear it. And I'm nodding and I'm doing this. I'm just thanking everyone. And it looks like I'm accepting the award, but I actually didn't know what she was saying.
You know what? I watched that earlier today again, and I thought you were in shock. Like it was like you were like, "Oh my god, I can't!" Like you didn't know what was going on. You literally didn't know what was going on, though.
No, I didn't at all. And even though on the big screen before Blitz tackled me, like sacked me like Jamal Adams in his prime, before he did that. I'm on the big screen with my friend, my buddy Dylan, who lives in Washington. And he, by the way, second story, he got all these texts from his friends at the game saying, hey, bro, what the hell? You're on the big screen. Second-hand game. Anyway, so I just saw that I was on there. I didn't see to the left or wherever it was that it said International Fan of the Year. I was too focused on executing the chant and just trying to carry myself. So I didn't actually notice that, even though it looks like I knew I got the award at the start, the way I'm just going like this and, whatever I was doing. And then next minute, she's like, so, Sam, you're going to Pittsburgh. And I'm like, huh? And then Bliss just comes out of nowhere. Let me grab this. He comes out of nowhere, man. He comes out of nowhere with this. And I'm just like, what the? So I had to gain back my composure to do the thing. So that's how it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so unreal. Is there only one they give out in the whole NFL, or is it per team?
Per team. And the way it works, all 32 of us go to the draft.
Yep. And do a pick.
And we do a pick, but we all go in the draw for the NFL Fan of the Year. So I've got a tiny chance to win that. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not like thinking, oh, I need to win this. I don't know what that award is or what it entails, but the award itself is amazing. I'm bringing my dad with me. He's never been to the States. He's been to Hawaii, but doesn't count. You know, he's gonna get a little trip with me, and I'm in debt with the holidays he's taking me on. So it'll be a nice little, you know, weekend. It's like a work trip. I'll just be spamming content, and I'll be like on Twitter, you know, doing that. But it's all funded, man. Like the flight, the hotel, all that stuff. Cool. So yeah, it's a blessing, and the fact that there's an extra award I could go into is cool. But not thinking about it. But I was on the radio with a Washington, like a Seattle radio, like literally yesterday. They called me on Messenger and recorded it and chopped it up and stuff. And they were like, "Do you think you have a chance? Like, why do you think you deserve the NFL Fan of the Year?" And I'm like, "Oh, look, I'm sure every candidate is deserving, but I guess my impact on growing the game internationally gives me a chance." But yeah, we'll see what happens, and I'll just make sure to enjoy the week in Pittsburgh.
Well, you'll see I had the Outback to End Zone boys on a podcast last night, actually, and they're doing a trip to the draft as well, so you can catch up with those boys there.
Yeah, I didn't see that till today. Is that they're out of their own just initiative? Or
so they just announced it. They kind of announced it on the show last night when I was recording with them. They just announced it a couple of hours before. It's a trip, so I think that's kind of their goal. They want to do like group trips to America, and then they've decided they're going to do one for the draft. And yeah, so if you want to sign up to that, which obviously you don't have to, you'll be there, but added bonus, they can catch up with you.
Yeah, cool. We'll have to shoot some content. So is that, when you mean group trips? Are they like inviting other followers or people to join?
Yeah. So I think I've forgotten who the travel agent they said they're working with. They work with a travel agent that then provides like a group package for a certain amount of people. And then the big group all go together. They stay at the same hotel. They travel to a couple of colleges, go to the NFL draft, hang out together and do everything together. So it's like a bit of like I imagine it's just a big boys trip with a bunch of dudes. So it'd be fucking awesome.
Sounds peak to me. Yeah.
There's not one guy that's like, that'd suck.
No.
So yeah, you get to catch up with them there. What's the goal now for the page? Like, what do you want it to? Obviously, it's gone so well in its first. Has it even been a year yet? Hasn't even been 12 months yet.
No. I really started, posting in June. Like July actually. I created the account in June, but I was slow to start, and I'd say July I kicked it off. Yeah.
So what's the goal then? What do you want it to become?
Yeah, it's a good question, because at the start it was really just a hobby and a passion, and I had so many mates that just took the piss out of me, and then it turned into something I just wouldn't have expected, and I've gained so much confidence just talking to people, and it's kind of fun. Hopping on pods like yours or on the radio with SEN. And it's my dream to eventually be in sport. But I think for now, yeah, as you mentioned, just building the Seahawks Sam brand, building the following, growing the game. I really want to help contribute to NFL ANZ. And I've got some good contacts out of this whole thing. Like I know some people in their marketing teams now, which has been really cool. But honestly, yeah, I want to expand into YouTube. Like I want to start my own, at least weekly, hopefully, pods that I can post on YouTube and, Spotify and all that. And just keep growing and eventually just see what I can get out of it.
Full-time job though, would that be the ultimate goal? Is that it's your full-time thing that you do?
Whether that's realistic or not, I don't know, because, obviously eventually I would like to be able to gain revenue, whether that's from YouTube, sponsors or whatever. Like I've had brands hit me up sending me freebies. Like you'll laugh at this. I got the Hawks. Sorry, I dropped some there. I got the Hawks budgie smuggler. So I'm gonna do a post for budgie smuggler on the weekend. I'm not modeling. But I'll do a post down at the beach. I'll make something out of that. Other brands hit me up, but I've talked to some people in the NFL space and just how to approach brand deals, and I'm just hoping to build on my passion too. Like now that I'm a name and I pulled it off once getting tickets, hopefully I can return to Seattle yearly. I don't know if that's delusional, but hopefully yearly. Like my employer, they take time off Christmas anyway. So like 2-ish weeks, I'm thinking, if I'm free, I'll just go over to the Seattle, do exactly what I did last time. And just hopefully whether if it's money out of it or more just providing myself continuous opportunities to fuel my passion, then I can't really lose either way.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good goal. And I guess finally, before we wrap things up, the Seahawks obviously win the Super Bowl, the ultimate feat you can get to in the season. What do you think the future looks like for them? Do you think they're just a chance? Do you think the team's good enough that it's just an instant? We'll win the division next year. We're back in the playoffs next year, and we've got a big chance to do it again. Or do you think there's going to be some teething issues?
Well, in terms of running it back and winning the division, it definitely won't be easy because, we've got the Rams there. And I'm going to say it. I'm not too worried about the Niners. I think the
Niners missed it. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement at the Vault Studio. I think they missed that window, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I hate to say it. I'm a bit of a D1 Niners hater, so I'll put it lightly. I'm a bit happy about that. But no, the Rams.
All Hawks fans are, mate.
No, not at all. The Rams will be back. Unless something random happens to Matt Stafford, I don't see them going away anytime soon. But, we've got the foundational pieces. We have so much cap space, although that is a bit overrated because we do have to retain guys. We're going to lose some guys, as you said, Boye, Mafe. I think we could cut Chenna Nwosu because of his cap hit. We might lose Rick Woolen. Josh Job's also a free agent. So in terms of our draft, I don't expect anything different from John in nailing it. He has to. And it's a very deep draft for corners and edge rushers. And they're going to be what we need to target. And I see us drafting one of each in the first 3 rounds. And we don't have many picks, but being the last pick at the first is difficult. I see us definitely, honestly, moving back and gaining more capital. But you've got so many guys that we could pick up, like Avion Terrell, like he's a smaller guy. He might go earlier in the first, but just some guys like that, and honestly, Colton Hood. There's so many names. I think after the 3rd round, it drops off. The depth drops off, but it's a good class for the edge as well. I think honestly, the edge rushers might be the best position in the class.
It's the deepest, I think.
Yeah, and D-Law I think will run back. Derek Hall's here. We'll probably lose Boye, and as I said, Chenna might not be here. So that's where we proved how important it is to have a deep depth chart for pass rushes. We had 4 guys that could start.
Yeah, I agree.
That are just rotating. So we very likely could lose 2 of them. So I think we addressed them in the first 3 rounds. But yeah, it won't be easy, but I think we've got a foundation. I'm a bit worried about a new OC, but blind for it makes sense that Fleury's come from the Kyle Shanahan tree.
Yeah.
I think that was always going to be the hire. It's complements what Sam Darnold can do. Yep. It's going to be somewhat similar. He might bring some things he learned that Clint didn't bring. Bit nervous because he's a first-time play caller, but as Mike said, it's overrated. Everyone has to be a first-time play caller at some point. So, how do I feel about the season? We've got a chance
for a long time.
We've got a chance.
Yeah, and I think my favorite part of the whole Seahawks season was Sam Darnold just shutting up some people because it was enjoyable. And I hated how he got treated at the end of the season in Minnesota last year. In hindsight, it was probably the best thing that ever happened to Seattle Seahawks, those 2 games at the end of the year, especially because one was against the Rams. And I don't think people understand the toll being an NFL quarterback is. And I think what he's been through, I don't think people fully understand the toll that's probably had on him as a man as well, and his confidence. He could have easily thrown the bag in a couple of years ago and been like, you know what, I'm done. Carolina didn't want me. I'm a backup, whatever. But he's fought his way back, and I think his last 2 seasons, I say this all the time, if you knew nothing about football and someone put Sam Darnold's games in front of you from the last 2 seasons and you knew nothing else, you would argue that he's the best quarterback you've ever seen. He's that good the last 2 years. No one's won more games than him over a 2-year span for 2 different teams. No one's had more yards. No one's had more touchdowns. I think there needs to be some genuine respect that gets put on his name. And I think this narrative, it's another OC, Sam Darnold won't be able to do it. He did it in Minnesota. He did it and won a Super Bowl in Seattle. I think he's just a good player now. I don't think the OC, I think an OC always helps, don't get me wrong, but I think the OCs will be looking forward to working with a quarterback like Sam Darnold, not going, oh, God, what if Darnold sucks again? I think it's gone. The ghosts are gone.
It's truly such a rare story. And I'm so I'm so freaking proud of my quarterback, man. Like, it makes me emotional, man. Like, it's just unbelievable. Like, he just fought back through so much adversity. The fact that he was backing up a 7th rounder in San Fran, puts his ego aside, learns that system, does what he does in Minnesota, gets treated poorly at the end there, but they made a business move. It makes sense when you put things aside. I feel like when you look at it on paper, it makes sense because they invested that early first in JJ. And they offered Sam a deal, but Sam wanted a guaranteed starting job.
Yeah, you want to compete with someone.
He didn't want to compete. He's like, I want to be the guy. And you know what's hilarious? I like Gino. I was a supporter, and I don't think he deserved the hate he got in Seattle because that O-line he played behind was awful.
Yep.
I remember some of the picks he threw was due to DK under running a route. Like, but no one's gonna see that unless you watch the All-22 and you break it down. Like, is that really Gino's fault? So credit to Gino. I've got his jersey. I've got a pop vinyl. I love Gino Smith. But moving on from Gino was awesome. It was genius. And like John knows when to move on from quarterbacks. We've talked about that. But I was literally talking to my Vikings friend and sending AI photos of Sam Darnold and Seahawks jerseys halfway through his season with the Vikings as a joke. And I'm like, I was like, oh, because my name's Sam. I've got a bit of ginger in me, although the beards are one right now. I'm a ginger cuz as well. I like Sam Darnold. And we signed the man. I'm like a bit skeptical to start, because I'm thinking, how's our O-line going to look? But I didn't think I knew Zabel was going to be good, but did I think he was going to be borderline all pro as a rookie? No.
Very good.
The O-line definitely helped things. And as you mentioned, it's so important to have those trenches around you. But man, we've got to talk about Sam Darnold as a borderline. I think he's top 10 and at the worst top 12 in the league.
It doesn't matter. He's definitely, as I always tell George, our resident Eagles fan, he's definitely better than Jalen Hurts. No one
100%. And people say Sam. I was in group chats literally a few days ago. People say, "Oh, Sam's a game manager. He game managed in the Super Bowl." Yeah, and he game managed in the divisional too. But what did he do in the NFC Championship in person? By the way, he outplayed freaking Matt Stafford. He outplayed him, and he threw.
Let's be honest, that was the Super Bowl. The Patriots suck. So that was the game.
That was my mindset as well. I wanted to see us win in Seattle to get there because I knew the winner of the NFC was winning the damn thing. So
yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
So he lit it up, man. Some of those throws were risky, but also like they were calculated, but like hard throws. And I thought, I always thought it was going to come down to the defense to win the game, which it technically did. Like in the last play there was Stafford and Spoon getting that stop. But dude, Sam Darnold won us that game.
If you put up over 30 points and you win a game, it's unless you win at 30 to 0. Yeah. If it's a high scoring game and you win, it's always the offense. The defense,
it's always the offense.
Stafford played unreal in that game too. Like that was, if that was the Super Bowl, people would be talking about that as one of the greatest Super Bowls ever. That NFC Championship game, but because it essentially was. Anyone who wasn't a Patriots fan knew that was the Super Bowl. We knew whoever won out of the round. Week 16 was almost a Super Bowl when the Seahawks beat them, came back and beat them by 2 scores. That was almost when it was like, they've got the 1 seed now. It's going to be very hard for the Rams to get them because they're going to play them at home now. And that was
almost I think that was the game when you look back on it, when you look at Charbonnet picking up that ball in the end zone. And Rams fans say, if that didn't happen, we win. But you shouldn't have choked a 16-point lead in the fourth. That's my rebuttal. But that game, I don't think I've ever watched a better game of football than that. And my mate who I took to the NFC Championship, my Washington mate, he was there. So he saw the 2 Unreal Peak Cinema Rams-Hawks games. But what a rival, and just the fact that Sam got sacked 9 times in Arizona against the Rams in that wild card game.
Yeah.
His narrative is he can't play the Rams. And then the first game of the season in week 11 against them, he throws 4 picks. Mind you, if he throws even 1 less, we win.
Yep.
I knew we were complete top to bottom. The fact our quarterback can turn the ball over 4 times and we lose by a missed field goal due to a very good punt. Sam Darnold, he not only wins it in OT after throwing 2 picks, but he lights it up against the MVP in the biggest game of his career. Like, you're right. Sam Darnold deserves more respect.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you said it. Obviously, Scotty does the podcast with us. He's a crazy Seahawks fan as well, and funny. It's funny you guys just say the same things. it's like I'm talking to you sometimes. But no, unreal season for Seattle, and mate, we'll wrap it up now. But unreal season for yourself. Congratulations on all your success. I think I looked up when I started following you. It was in August, so I must have caught you at the very start.
You did, man. You did.
Yeah, I remember hitting you up and just being like I said, at the end of the day, I think I said before when we were starting the show, and I said to the Outback to Endzone boys last night, and I want to do more stuff with more Australian NFL people where us ball knowers that genuinely, and I don't say that derogatory. There are people that love the NFL, that like the NFL and watch it when it's on, and there are people that get up at 3 a.m. every Monday religiously and watch their team play or watch every single game. And there's a difference to it. And I think us that are, borderline obsessive about it, we got to stick together and do things together and ride this out. And I'm bummed that Seattle aren't coming for the game in Australia. I thought it was going to be them.
Well, it's because we made the bowl and then you were going to win. Like I got told, obviously because week 1 is, you're raising the flag. So if we didn't make the bowl,
that makes sense.
I got it confirmed because I got invited to the NFL ANZ watch party in the city.
Yep.
And I got it confirmed there. I also got it confirmed by, I think, some of the marketing people with the Seahawks. It was because of that. But at the end of the day, I would much rather us win a damn Lombardi than
100%
in Melbourne. And look, I can just have a sensational hate watch on my 2 biggest rivals. So
yeah, that's true. It's like, I don't care who. I hope they both lose.
Hey, and it's going to be difficult. I'm just going to be going for the team that I want to, that will improve our standings more. If they and hopefully some fans fly out. I can do some funny interviews. I can pull up to MCG, might get recognized, might not, but it will just be funny to just, mess around that week. So
ask them true Australian fans with their brand new Tom Brady jerseys on Drake May, what they think of the NFL. All right. God. It's my favorite thing. I've been going to Super Bowls for 20 years. And every year we're like, look at all these new Tom Brady jerseys. I used to just ask all of them, who was the quarterback before Tom Brady? They're like, I don't know. Then you can't take the jersey off. You don't wear it. They hated it.
And during the Mahomes, Pats, what am I saying? Pats, sorry. Chiefs,
that was probably worse.
I would go to hotels on the Super Bowl as just, a fan of neither team, rocking my Seahawks gear like an absolute, tosser, especially when the Niners played and I was just D1 hating. Mahomes jerseys everywhere. I'm like, I could just tell, man.
I don't know what the worst error. I think the Brady one went for longer. I think the Mahomes, and it could come back to Mahomes. There's plenty of time left. But I think the Mahomes one lasted 5 years, whereas people got to remember the Brady one lasted 20 fucking years. He went to every second Super Bowl. It was unbearable.
His chance of making a Super Bowl is either tied or a higher percentage than Stephen Curry making a 3.
Correct. It's insane. It's insane. And then when he went to the Bucks and won, I was like, I kind of like Tom Brady now. It turns out it's just the Patriots.
That is the GOAT right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just the nature of being in a country that doesn't own the game. At the Hickens Hotel at the official NFL NZ watch party, there were more Eagles jerseys than any other team.
Yeah, right.
They're probably the new fans, the bandwagons from last year. And next year, if I'm at the Hickens again or wherever it is, probably going to see more Hawks jerseys than one. That's just the nature of it. But as I said, I'm trying to help grow the game. And we're at 12, I meet at 12, and I'm their friend. So let's build the 12s. That's my mindset.
And there's nothing wrong with I hope people listen didn't think that I was being derogatory about fans. Nothing wrong with the level of fandom. I think my level of fandom is fucking stupid. I think it's ridiculous that I will not stop thinking about football for the next 5 months till the games start. And then the night before the first games, I won't be able to go to sleep like an 8-year-old kid on Christmas Eve. That is less normal than just being a casual guy who buys a Seahawks jersey because they won the Super Bowl. Like that's more normal than me.
You're right. Yeah, and this is what the league wants. They want new fans joining in, and we're inviting them all. And you've got to start somewhere. Like I got in at the right time, hopping on the Seahawks somehow before they win their first Super Bowl. And I was only little. I was only like 13, 12 years old. So like technically you could by law say I'm a bandwagon then. But I mean, technically I was there before they won, but still like everyone starts somewhere. There's a 13-year-old version of me right now that's just started going for the Seahawks. Maybe
100%.
before the season started. So everyone starts somewhere, the new generations will go on, and yeah, it's how it works, right?
Exactly, mate. Well, thank you very much for coming on and having a chat with me. Appreciate it. Appreciate the pre-podcast chat as well. Like you're an unreal
kid, for inviting me. It's great to chat with you. I hope to hop on again.
Sorry, we'll definitely do some more stuff together. We've got to get some stuff with a few of the boys that I've been chatting with. All get together. Most of us are in Melbourne anyway. Get together and do some stuff and film some dumb content. I've got a bunch of pads and helmets. We can go put that on down, and you guys can wear some gear and tackle each other. We can do some cool things. So I appreciate you jumping on, mate. And we'll definitely talk in the future. Best of luck with everything.
Easy. You too. All the best.